What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Stand Tall. It's October 20th, Art of War, Army on the March, which is chapter 9, verse 45. If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual. And that wraps us up for chapter 9. Very cool. So let's go over to an alternate translation and find out the last. Okay, so we have a lot more left in the alternate translation. So let's get through a few of these. Master Sun says that if punishments are not executed after personal attachment has been established with the soldiers, then they cannot be employed. Zheng Yu says to this that there are underlying feelings of appreciation and trust, and the hearts of the soldiers are already bonded to the leadership. If punishments are relaxed, the soldiers will become haughty and impossible to employ. I think we did cover that. Therefore, direct them through cultural arts, unify them through martial arts. Martial arts, this means certain victory. Cao Cao says cultural arts mean humaneness, martial art means law. Li Quan says cultural art means benevolence and reward, martial art means sternness and punishment. Mei Yao Chen says command them humanely and benevolently, unify them strictly and sternly. When benevolence and sternness are both evident, it is possible to be sure of victory. The yin and the yang, as it were, maybe. Master Sun says when directives are consistently carried out to edify the populace accepts. When directives are not consistently carried out to edify the populace does not accept. When directives are consistently carried out, there is mutual satisfaction between leadership and the group. To which Du Mu reflects on consistent means all along. In ordinary times, it is imperative in that benevolence and trustworthiness, along with dignity and order, be manifest to people from the start, so that later, if they are faced with enemies, it is possible to meet the situation in an orderly fashion, with the full trust and acceptance of the people. Consistent means all along. It is imperative that benevolence and trustworthiness. Yeah, I had a thought on that and I lost it, and it's so embarrassing because we're already this far in to the reflection. But consistency is important. You have to, have the iron fist in a velvet glove type situation. All right, let's go over to the Daily Stoic and find out if we can tie in some Eastern and Western reflections and philosophies. Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. October 20th, Marks of the Good Life. You have proof in the extent of your wanderings that you never found the art of living anywhere, not in logic nor in wealth, fame, or any indulgence. Nowhere. Where is it then? In doing what human nature demands. How is a person to do this? By having principles to be the source of desire and action. What principles? Those to do good and evil. Indeed, in the belief that there is no good for a human being except what creates justice, self-control, courage, and freedom, and nothing evil except what destroys these things. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 8.1.5. Okay, so the art of living, you've been wandering around trying to find it. You're not finding it in logic. Okay, so you're not gaining any fulfillment from academia, not in wealth, fame, or any indulgence. So it doesn't matter whether it's food or working out for vanity, pretty much any of the seven deadly sins, I guess I would imagine, sloth, all of that. Fame, being popular. So where is this peace? Where is this art of living? How do you find it? In doing what human nature demands, okay? So what does human nature demand? I think I can only really speak to being a man here, because a lot of modern society says find something that makes you happy and do that for the rest of your life. But that's not exactly what human nature demands. Nature doesn't necessarily demand that things be happy. It doesn't demand that the birds of the air, the fish of the sea be happy. We just are. We just exist. And so what nature demands of human nature demands is that we are productive, that we are communal, that we progress forward in life, and that we grow and that we build. What's the meaning of life? Why was I born? Most of us struggle with these questions, sometimes when we're young, sometimes until we're older. Rarely do we find much in the way of direction, but that's simply because we miss the point. As Viktor Frankl points out in Man's Search for Meaning, it is not our question to ask. Instead, it is we who are being asked the questions. It is our lives that are the answer. So just live your life to the best of your ability so that when you reflect back on it, you have no regrets. And you will have regrets. You will. Everyone will. No amount of travel or reading or clever sages can tell you what you want to know. Instead, it is you who must find the answer in your actions, in living the good life by embodying the self evident principles of justice, self control, courage, freedom, and abstaining from evil. Man, okay, so this is really cool because this can really tie into the art of war, um, as far as the meaning of life, searching for the answer of questions. And we have literally just listened to Master Sun talking about the yin and the yang of what is consistent, right? Imperative benevolence and trustworthiness, humaneness, martial cultural art versus martial art, right? All of these things that are like these dichotomies of life that, like, if not balanced and made aware of within the leader, he can't provide a solid foundation and a ground and a terrain for his troops to move forth and do what is demanded of their human nature. There's just this. So, if punishments are not executed after personal attachment has been established with the soldiers, then they cannot be employed. So, like, it doesn't matter how many books you read about self help, about finances, about sales, sales calls, all of that. If your mind is your soldier and it's your action that you're controlling, it doesn't matter how much practical knowledge you have. If you haven't done the repetitions and you don't punish yourself to actually get out there and produce results, then what's the point? You can build all this love and good feelings with yourself. I'm so smart. I've read so many books. I know exactly what to do. But then when you get out there, like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. It's just like that with real life. And I can tell you from personal experience, I've read every sales book under the sun that I can think of. I mean, back to Og Mandino's Greatest Salesman in the World, which is a great one, admittedly. How to Win Friends and Influence People, multiple times. And I don't know. I mean, where are those books? I mean, they're here somewhere, but you're not going to learn really until you get out there and do it. Otherwise, you're just a robot repeating a script, and that's kind of the exact opposite of what we're looking for, right? With the Daily Stoic, with Stoicism, we're looking to just be humans and be ourselves, and right, and go forth with our human nature. And that's why we don't need sales scripts, because we're just good people, because we're Stoics, because good things happen, bad things happen, mistakes happen, things happen, and life is life. And it's just up to us to just plug the hole as we move forward, do our duty, and keep rowing, right? Keep rowing through this life. We just got to stand tall while we do it, and we can't break down.